morning. Welcome to today's edition of Mom Story Hour, or Dad Story Hour, or Person Story Hour. All are welcome. So in my last little reading, I've been reading segments of my book, Rage Against the Minivan, which is available at Amazon and everywhere books are sold. It's actually in Target now. Fun story. Speaking of which, guys, I took my kids to Target to see my book on sale in Target. And they acted like I took them to the most boring thing in the world. They thought it was really lame that my book is in Target. Okay. In our last Mom Story Hour, I read a section of the book that is about letting yourself off the hook from feeling like you need to plan your kids' days and feeling like, you've got to be present every moment. And that seemed to resonate with a lot of you. And guys, I'm preaching to the choir myself, me. So I'm going to read another segment that's along those same lines of just letting ourselves off the hook from feeling like we need to be present all the time. A couple years ago, there was a sanctimonious letter making the rounds on the internet. It was an open letter to a mother who was looking at her cell phone at the park. You guys remember that? Does anyone else remember that? It went very viral. The gist was that the mother in question was missing out on her daughter's childhood by looking at the phone instead of watching her daughter the whole time she was at the park. What if she did a cartwheel and you missed it? The concerned author questioned. I remember reading this and initially feeling shame because I am on my phone at the park. But then I became angry because no, this mom guilt aggression cannot stand. Look, I appreciate the impulse to encourage parents to be present. That's important. We live in a distracted technological age, and we would all benefit from a good hard look at how the screens in our lives pull us away from relationships. And by all of us, I mean me. But I can't help thinking that the idea that children require our 100% undivided attention 100% of the time has gone a little too far. In fact, I would argue it's a decidedly 21st century first world problem to put so much effort into not working on other tasks when our children are around. I think it's bred from a faulty sense that children are so fragile that not being watched lovingly 24/7 will lead to trauma. But I also think sometimes it's not about the child's needs at all. It's more about performative mothering, a need to show that you were always momming so hard. And it's leading to a lot of entitled kids who don't know how to handle not being the center of attention. Listen, moms have had to multitask since the beginning of time. In fact, I can't think of another era or culture where mothers have had the luxury or pressure to do nothing but sit and relish what their child is doing at any given moment. Okay, maybe some aristocratic mother at some point in history had that privilege, but she probably had paid staff to watch the kids while she hosted tea. Watching a child do cartwheels, metaphorical or real, is not a core element of a mother's job. For centuries, normal women have had to farm, work, cook, clean, and do laundry. And in the midst of that, of course, loving mothers found time to make meaningful connections with their children. Modern conveniences like dishwashers, washing machines, instant pots, and pre-washed, pre-chopped veggies mean we don't have to spend as much time as Ma from Little House on the Prairie on household tasks. But modern conveniences have also shifted the way we spend our time. Checking email is the new churning butter. I don't need to sew a dress today, but I probably need to pay bills online. Mothers still have shit to get done. I decided that I refuse to be shamed because some of my weekly duties require me to sit with a laptop or a phone. From a young age, my children understand that the world does not always revolve around them. Sometimes other things will require my attention. I'm going to take in moments and make moments with my kids. When my kids are small and I work from home, we played and we had fun together, but sometimes I was on my laptop or computer. Let's be honest, not every minute of the day is a moment. I don't have that time for that kind of moments. As Ecclesiastes says, there is a time to be precious about your child's childhood and a time when you just have to get shit done. I have loosely paraphrased that scripture. If we want to make sure to put in the time and attention where it matters, Our kids are going to be all right. It is okay to miss a few cartwheels. And so with that encouragement, I hope that you can go forward with your day feeling less guilt, knowing that you can make the moments when you have the time to make the moments. But your kids will be okay if you miss a cartwheel, if you miss one of their 10th dives into the pool, if you miss them doing a kick flip for the 15th time in the front yard. They will be okay. Checking email is the new churning butter.